And we are off. That goes out to the sanctuary first. Smooth 100 rupees. That's a nice thing to get right away. And Minster gets some divergence right away. Minster going down towards the house. And just opening the chest. Now he's going to the sanctuary. Looks like Echoes is opting to Houlihan right away.
Not a bad play. Gives you enough rupees for all of your purchases in the beginning.
I don't know if I would take a chance if I got 100 rupees after that.
Still, it's not a big time waste for a simple trick like that, so I understand why. Got some arrows from the crab. That's a pretty good thing.
It's okay. It's no bombs, though. And in that is just some rupees in the lumberjack spot. So what we need to do...
It's not vanilla, but it's close. Eco's deciding on doing the bomb farm strat instead.
It's never a bad idea. You can just get 4 bombs from the house on the side. This is trying to get bombs from digs. I don't know if that's possible. Oh, let's quick look at the borders. I believe it was just a bomb capacity upgrade. Big key for Dark Palace for Elminster. That's a really nice early find for both. Small key to Dark Palace, so a lot of Dark Palace stuff.
So far, this seed has not been giving a lot.
A lot of money. Just a boring old heart piece from the bottle of selling. Ooh, there's the hammer, so much for not being a generous.
Yeah, indeed. Now we got all the value.
Still need a lift upgrade and the Moon Pearl for Dark World access. That would give full Dark World access, getting need for any sort of full agony clear.
Oh man, that's some value, all right.
Map of Eastern Palace. In case you haven't done Keysanity before, is your first time watching it, the maps are important as they will show you what actual item is in the dungeon, whether it be a pendant or a crystal. We have the Swag Duck Anthem. That's early boots, early flutes. It's going to open up a lot of this map very quickly. But it's going to put some interesting routing.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty fast seed, seeing how they already got the boots and the flute. The routing is gonna get important very fast now.
Elminster doing his check. It is the magic powder, which is a good pickup. It's a nice safety item. It is an extra item in the Dark World, and we can put it into the route. Why not?
Now, if only they had a bit of magic, they could already check the bat.
It's very true. I would probably bake the bat into a bigger Dark World check if you can get the mirror.
Yeah, definitely. That's the optimal strat.
This for open, I would say go check that that spot. But it's not open, so you need to open a lot of chests in Keysanity with blood. Elminster heading up to the escape. No lamps, so maybe no dark room. Unless he's comfortable with that. Not a very hard dark room, but still. Meanwhile, Ekos is going to check his dig spot. He's going to be just a little disappointed.
Yeah, I like if he goes for the play into escape. It's going to be a pretty early find to see whatever is back there, especially with all these chests. And oh, look at
the Moon Pearl. So we're now a lift upgrade for full Dark World access. If you wanted to now, he could also fake flip his way to the Great Fairy up at the waterfall. Moon Pearl, of course, being required, and both Eastern and Hera being crystals. So good early finds.
Indeed, players can use some custom sprites to use in these races. There's a really cool bunch of sprites to use. I believe there's nearly 30 sprites now. You can see Elm is using the Samus sprite. Pretty cool.
Oh, Hera is the blue pendant. My mistake. Hera is the blue pendant. Looks like a crystal when you see it for a split second. Thank you. There are circs in the chat. Yeah, in case you're new to this, there are a number of custom sprites available, including one that makes it really hard, which literally turns Link invisible. Oh, it picks up a heart. I don't know if he's trying to death work, though. And the red boomerang, and he will not try the dark room.
Possibly just trying to stay on logic. I know some players tend to try and stay on logic and not sequence break too much, just because it makes things confusing sometimes.
It's not necessarily a bad idea to leave the dark room anyway, because, quite honestly, you're probably going to have to go into Agony's Tower for the 2 chests, because this is Keysanity. A lot going on at the dam. Echoes will also save and quit out of Pyro Castle. The Moldorm Cave, a little annoying to do with just bombs or a hammer. You can walk across the bottom to get to the Moldorms. In fact, just like that. Oh! Oh, and he resets the room by accident.
Shouldn't be much of a problem. He has plenty of bombs.
I don't know. He has 3 left now. And he's got 2 more killed. 2 left. So he's not gonna be able to check ice if he has 0. He's got. All right. He's okay. Compass in this game also serves a function, though, but much less important. All it will really do is tell you how many chests you've picked up in that particular dungeon. So in this case, you see a little counter at Ice Palace. Well, Elminster heading up to the mountain.
And we will get to hear him go get the old man, as we will not be able to see him.
Yeah, this is somewhat rough without a hook shot, because you can't tell exactly what's in front of you necessarily. You can do it with the boomerang, but it's a little less effective. Undercover Booby Biter asks, is this swordless? This is not swordless. This is just Keysanity.
Keysanity in this tournament uses the open mode logic for swords and progression like that. So they will find swords all over the place.
As you're heading up towards Hera, it's gonna probably walk around using the hammer. Echo's heading over to the Ice Palace cave. Minster's gonna take a look inside Spectacle Rock, see what's there. It is a bomb upgrade. Nope. Almost saved and quit out of it. Don't want to do that. You got a whole right side you can check. Oh, he's gonna leave. I guess he sees a big key up there. Maybe he wants to come back and do the whole thing in one shot.
Looks like he's going already for a quick back chip.
He's gonna be a little disappointed because he has no magic, and he just realized that.
Yes, despite having great items from the start, like boots and flute, you're still missing a few key items to be able to explore a lot more.
Oh, that's right. My apologies, everybody. He cannot get to right side without the mirror. You can't get up towards where the hammer blocks are. Echo's gonna check Agina's cave and come up with just a piece of heart.
Now that Elm finally got a bit of magic, he'll be able to go check the bat, and I believe it won't be too much time now before they go check what Sashala has and what's inside Eastern.
Well, they still can if they want to go check Bonk Rocks. And a lift upgrade, so maybe not. You can go pretty much anywhere in the Dark World at this point.
Dang, that's a really nice find there. It's not a location you necessarily go that early on.
No, but once in a while, even in Keysanity, I wouldn't have done it myself. Big key to Thieves' Town in Sashral's closet. Small key to Mire, and nothing going on there. The green pendant is in Ice Palace.
Now that big key to Thieves' Town will probably be very useful, as it does open up a lot of the dungeon.
In fact, you can get to the end of the dungeon. And knowing where 2 pendants are, that wouldn't be a bad play. Since we're going to check out the back of sewers. I'm finding a whole lot.
Few more hearts for his troubles. We'll get pretty used early on if they decide to go explore the Dark World now.
Did get a blue cane, so you can check the Spike Cave. Though you're going to want a bit more magic than that.
Yeah, probably more hearts too.
And I believe we're going to get the Hype Cave check. Always interesting when you get Hammers, Gloves, and Boom Pearl very early. That sends the point towards these locations. And oh no! He's going to go up to the house first and check out where Crystals 5 and 6 are. This guy will tell you. Echo's meanwhile walking through Eastern Palace. Swamp and Thieves' Town. So that key that Minster has missed suddenly looming large.
Yeah, it holds a lot more value now that we know it's a crystal dungeon.
Not just a crystal, a major crystal.
Indeed.
With one of the 2 crystals, I'll net you 2 more item locations. Lots of small keys. And the mirror. And the less useful key for Swamp Palace. Misery Mire big key in the map room chest for Echoes. The mapper compass. The left chest. That's hype enough. Getting the mirror's hype.
Indeed. Any major item you can get in the Hype Cave is worth its name.
Just a reminder, we have a bunch of other races going on all over Speed Gaming. You can go on any one of the 4 Speed Gaming channels, and I believe you can see Link to the Past Randomized. And it goes with no big key is going to have to exit out of Eastern Palace. Just the boring little compass, South Grove. And Echoes, I believe, is going to go get his magic powder. Which, as we know, is an incredibly good play right now.
Indeed. Locking those power gloves inside the magic bat location is one you can't really miss for too long.
The problem is Elminster has not gone east, so he doesn't actually know where the Thieves' Town big key is. He may be doing that right now. Oh, he's going north. He has the mirror. He's gonna go check out that eastern Dark Death Mountain now that he definitely has access. Oh, taking a death, but no problem. He's got he's got Grandpa available. Yes, everybody, welcome to round 2. Both, in case you're joining us, both of these are racers are 1-0.
Ecos turns into mushroom, only gets paid with just a big 20.
And the Desert Palace Big Key. Currently no way in Desert Palace, unfortunately. Unless you're going to check the 2 chests you can in Hera. One is a map, it's not always bad information. And then back this time it's very good for Skull Woods. One that we don't know. Ekos is doing the fake flippers glitch. He's going to head on up to the bend of the bridge. And Minster finding just a small key in their chest, so he'll be heading out and east.
He did find, however, a small key for Ganon's tower, so that's a nice find. A bit of a time save.
It saves you 1 room.
Yeah, saves you from going downstairs.
A bottle up in the Dark World spot, but you can, he can go get that. Go down towards Spiral Cave. Ekos, meanwhile, continuing to fake flippers because he has the pearl. He can go check out the two items in this waterfall.
Elmster just finding a full heart inside of the... Oh, I have a blank. Ah!
That would be the Spiral Cave.
Yes, Spiral Cave. Thank you.
Ekos engaging something called water walking. Doesn't actually carry you to this place, unfortunately. Just a piece of heart and ledge, however. Ekos having enough money to check his aura, he'll be able to clean up this whole area. In case you don't know what fake flippers is, there's a glitch that you can use by jumping off of a ledge into water and doing a screen transition on the same frame. Fools the game into thinking you already have the flippers. And for whatever reason, if you have the Moon Pearl, and there's the Fire Rod, by the way, in Paradox Cave. It's a good find. It'll pretty much unlock all of Skull Woods.
Yep, now everything you need really is a sword.
Yes, that'll unlock all of Skull Woods except for the sword part. But again, Minster still has not gone to east to Strashula's cave, so he can't go into most of Thieves' Town. That's kind of a lucky find off that tree, I believe, or is that standard? I've personally never bonked that tree.
So that was a confirmation that Skull Woods is a crystal.
Yes, it is. We're just a sword away from being able to get that crystal. Just Game does not have that sword. Echo's about to get his mirror from the hype cave. Oh, Echoes is totally out of bombs.
Dang.
He's doesn't have the money to buy any. And he's already hula hand. Jeez, no, he might have to run all the way back to down south.
Bit of a time loss, but there's plenty of places you can find a few rupees.
Or he can go, or if he goes to the Thieves' Town, he'll find bombs right off the bat, as Elminster just did. Let's see what his play is. I don't believe we've seen the stun cries quite yet. No, the tree pull was arrows, I believe. Or is that the crab?
The crab was arrows.
Crab was arrows. Oh.
I do not remember.
I don't think they did a tree pull. Another Palace of Dark with small key. Unless you can hammer him, you really want 5 of those at minimum.
Well, 4 is good if you hammer you up and you have the bow and the hammer, as you can skip the front door.
Right. And Elminster finally gonna go check out. No? Is he gonna venture into pod first? I guess you have a mirror, you might as well do both, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice routing, I believe.
Got confirmation the tree pull was arrows. Thank you very much, Marth the Hero God. But Echoes is now in Thieves' Town. He'll be able to clear out this almost this whole dungeon. Everything short of the big key chest.
Indeed, without that small key, he cannot open the door, so he won't be able to check that until he finds the small key for this place. With that said, Blind will not be an easy fight with the equipment he has.
And Elminster just gets the big key for Thieves' Town.
You forgot your monkey.
I don't know how we even did that. Or get hit.
I'm gonna go with the excuse that he was too fast.
In case you're just joining us, Cane of Burner was in the Bonk Rocks outside of Sanctuary. Four keys to pod. Fortunately, no bows. We can't do a lot of this right now. Oh no. Elminster just crashed. Alright, shouldn't send him too far back. Yeah, Elminster just got the pod crash, actually. This isn't too bad of a recovery. He had save and quit right before. Echo's taking a rough death here in Palace of Darkness. In Thieves' Town, I should say. Anyway, pretty quick recovery for Elminster.
Deciding on doing a bit of a change after all, finding that big key to the Thieves' Town. He will go there next instead.
Yes, he does get to keep the knowledge he gained from the items he got.
EKO is finding his fire shield on the Stumpy here.
Mr. has to go get these 4 chests again. I don't know if he remembers that there was really not much, 2 keys of note, but not much else. EKO's getting his mirror. So that was a big key to something. I just don't know what. In Pod.
EKO is not finding much inside the caves out of the grove, only a compass.
Mr. meanwhile going up through Thieves' Town. Remember, EKO's died out of here and did not go back in. Now remember, you guys have the power to, you can't get a free ferry. The bug-catching net in the chest by Blind's Hole. The blind would ordinarily be tough for a just a hammer and the few hearts and green mail, but we do have the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, it pretty much makes the fight very easy.
Remember, Remember, you can damage the blind with the Cane of Burna. Cane of Burna counting as a fire sword, I believe. I'm having a lot more health. He's being a little bit more thorough in his searches than EKO has thus far. One of the very few bosses you can hit the Cane of Burna. Outside of maybe, I guess, Lammo? It's not a great way to do that. Find unique in the fact that it takes 3 sets of 3 hits no matter what you're hitting with. And that takes care of it. Ooh, Echo's taking a death. Well, we have our first crystal for Elminster. It is the Thieves' Town Major Crystal. Oh, and Echo's taking a bunch of deaths in a row. He's gonna have to go back to the Light World, unfortunately.
Indeed, taking a death inside the Dark World without clearing Aga sets you back into the Light World. Unless you're in a dungeon, of course.
Elm, of course, did not get the big key chest from Thieves Town as he did not have the small key for it. But Elm's gonna go take a look at what's in Skull Woods. Half magic, always nice. Echo's, of course, already getting that through his dip into Skull Woods. And Echoes are going to unlock the old man to the dark room. And quack!
Are we starting to collect those medallions that could be useful opening up inside Ice Palace with Bombos, or Mire and Turtle Rock with any medallion, really?
And no worries, chat. I'll tend to repeat myself and about where things were as people come in and out. It's definitely never to call anybody out.
Cool strat by Elm here, deciding to just stun the Gyptos and ignore the jellies.
There's a small key to Turtle Rock. There's a lot of keys to Turtle Rock for it to be not necessary. In some way. I wonder if Minster's just going to try to get that one chest from the back of Skullwoods, because he can't get to the boss, not without a sword.
Yeah, probably because he's there anyway. Might as well check right now.
We do have to go back in here, so... Just a piece of heart, unfortunately. Elminster taking the shortest route from a save and quit. If you have a flute, it's to go into the mountain cave, get a kiss from your uncle, and head on out. Alright, Elminster's gonna brave the chest that crashed him again.
Hopefully this time it won't happen.
It was a big key, it's probably gonna be important. Sure, 19 asks if you die in Death Mountain before you manage to save the old man. Where do you respawn? It's just the same as any other death, but you don't have the choice to recover at Mountain Cave. You just have Sanctuary and Link's house. Still swordless, 41 minutes in, and 1 crystal in. Ordinate death from Echoes. Alright, big key of Tower of Hera, which is unfortunately not a crystal, and it did not crash.
And that's a win in its own. Not having a bow, he has to open the front door, so he will need at least 5 keys to go through pod if he wants to fully clear it.
And that's if he can hammer jump.
Indeed. I do believe he can. The question is more, will he?
The answer is no, not at this point at least. Oh! Yeah, the question was actually asked, what happens if you grab the old man but don't get him to the exit? You kind of spawn back where you picked up the old man, that's correct. So here's the trouble. He still has to open a key to get at one other chest. He's gonna try to reverse Harry Ump. Looks like he's got a good setup. Oh, not quite. Been a pretty stingy seat. Especially in terms of offense. There we go. Nails the hammer yum. Gets a bottle. Trouble is, this is a dark room with 2 hearts.
And we get to see a bit of route divergence as Ecos decides to open the vanilla big key chest and gets the Titans!
Pays all the way off for Echoes. That opens up a lot of areas, including the entirety of the Swamp of Sorrows, Eastern Dark Death Mountain, the Blacksmith area,
Fortunately for Elm, he does still have a key he can use to get to that chest.
That's one way to do a dark room, is walk around with the Cane of Burna. Big key to the Eastern Palace, that is a good dark room. Sadly, still no bow. Oh, and he's going to leave without getting his mitts.
Elm, please. Now, depending how far the next small key is, oh boy, he might lose a bit of time because of that item location.
Well, I'm still holding a key. Saying hello to see Willard and Rambler in the chat. I believe coming up in 5 minutes or so. Is there? Am I right about that? There's a race where they're bloody commentating. Oh, scratch that. It's at 9 p.m. An hour and 5 minutes from now. You'll see Willard and MY Rambler taking with the match between Andy and Synac at Speed Gaming 2.
Of course, who would go see that anyway? We have a great race right here, right now.
What I'm saying is we're gonna have a lot of great races tonight. What we should multi-twitch all of the races at once, but just keep the audio up on this one.
Indeed, there's plenty of more races. I believe there's around upwards of 100 races per week for a few more weeks now, so we got a lot to go through.
Just tonight we have at 10 p.m. Check Schumer versus Raspberry Floof on Speed Gaming 1, then and a quad race at 11 between Phantom Zelnos and Imosaro and Ivan. This is a part of the run I like to call Darkness. Oop, Elminster turns it red, unfortunately.
Seems like the dark rooms are currently one of the choke points these players are having right now.
Oh, another key to Dark Palace. That's big for Elminster.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big clue that he has to return there.
And he is taking it. Sarah's the one asking how much did Elminster lose when he crashed. Well, I would say about, what, 5 minutes? Maybe 10? At the most. Actually,
yeah.
he had some information, so it's probably no more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably closer to that. It's unfortunate, but he got through it, so it's no problem, really. He's doing very well. And he decides to go to Kakariko instead. Probably selling that golden bee he found in the bottle.
He'll turn in his mushroom and be disappointed. Get a nice magic refill while you're at it. There's something like Golden Bee. What does that net you? 100 rupees, I believe? Oh, no luck in the Hammer Dash tutorial. Can't Hammer Dash with no sword, fortunately.
And we'll now get to see the Spike Cave item.
Meanwhile, Echo's just gonna go turn in the lunchbox. And a sword! At long last, a sword 51 minutes in the Spike Cave room.
Now that's a good find. And can I say about time too?
Yeah. Flippers off of Larry the Lunchbox guy.
So those are both great finds. Wonder who's gonna use it first.
Oh, Mr. not getting a spin dash. Yeah, and an Agadeem's Tower key, that will unlock both chests in Agadeem's Tower, though you really don't want to do that without a lamp. That's really, really hard.
Indeed.
I think I was going to check Checkerboard Cave. Minster, meanwhile...
Oh, it is true too that without a cape or a Master Sword... Oh, speaking of cape.
There's a cape.
Now he has access to Agadeem's Tower.
Still don't want to do it without a lamp.
Yep. Now I'm going to try and brave them off with his fighter sword. It's not a problem really, just because half magic and fire rod does a pretty good job.
I wonder if he is... No, he's going to take an intentional death here. That's very smart. Get a health refill. Echo's having a little bit of problem with the bird.
That's some good Gibdo dodge in there.
Alright, he'll have nearly a full magic bar of half magic. It's a little rough if he gets hit by the moth, but the spikes don't really care what nail you have on. A key on there is a small key to Skull Woods, a totally useless key.
Hey, at least it's not a lumberjack key.
Nope. Gotta be careful, you can't not deal damage to him when he's up on those spikes. Alright, Mr. takes care of business with the moth. a minor crystal for his trouble. Sheik276, of note, the Titan mitts were not behind a dark room at all. They were in a room in Palace of Darkness that did not involve any darkness. Neither were the Silver Gloves, for that matter.
Oh wow.
Oh, the hook shot up on the cave above the graveyard.
Yeah, that's a great find for Ecos. Could have put him back into a game a bit.
Very
Especially
good
with those
find.
flippers.
You know, I'm not sure exactly how the Palace of Darkness logic works in Keysanity. I know there's some issues here and there, so I'm wondering if they're imagining that you need to have all the keys before you can go get the mitts, which means you would need the lamp.
I'm not sure. Funky Keysanity logic, I guess.
The pod's one of those weird ones where it's a very wide open dungeon. You can go about 5 or 6 different directions. Alright, Minster gonna get his hook shot. So, it's hard to say who's ahead right now. I think Elminster is, just because he has 2 crystals in hand and a sword.
Indeed, I think he has the advantage, but it could still change. That's Keysanity. It can change really fast depending on what they find and how long it takes for the other player to find it.
Minster still needs to find his gold gloves. Oh, you saw a glitch called the hook dash. Hook dash is a good time if you use the hook shot and the boots at the same frame and then go up a manual staircase like a ladder. You get to keep the boot speed until you hit something, until you either hit an enemy or jump or go into the dark world. Echo's having the Swamp Palace key. He's gonna go get Swamp Palace. That is a lot of chests. Meanwhile, Minster's still going to check out Hera. In case you missed this, the mitts were on the big key chest in Palace of Darkness. I don't know exactly how the logic works for Palace of Darkness and Keysanity, but I don't believe that makes it lamp locked. Could have the lamp. Nice skip for Elminster, using your hook shot and your boots to get around the chest. The small key to Dark Palace, that answers that question. No, we did not need a lamp. There were enough keys without touching the lamp key to get to that chest.
At this point, Al must be figuring out that he needs to do a pod. He really needs to.
Oh, and a sword in Swamp Palace. Alright, Echo's nearly flooding a key. You gotta be careful in this dungeon. I've done that before. It is not pleasant. You have to not only walk out of the dungeon, but reset the whole thing.
I think that's a thing that probably everybody did at least once.
Alright, now Elminster gonna go up and get his gold gloves. No, Elminster still cannot finish Palace of Darkness. He does not have a bow. There is a red mimic between him, not only a red mimic, but a bow switch between him and the boss.
Yeah, and unless he can hover that place that you've probably seen in other streams, I'm talking about Andy here. He does a few things where he can hover to the bow lock, but it's a very hard thing to do, and it's out of logic, of course.
And considering you need Eastern, which is an absolute bow lock,
yeah, that too.
You might as well. Gotta look at Misery Mire. I believe that was Bombos, though I didn't get a good look at it. Two swords in Swamp Palace. Oh. Do I hear 3 swords in Swamp Palace?
Oh man, calm down now, see?
I hear 3 swords in Swamp Palace. Can we do it? Definitely can't be 4 swords in Swamp Palace. We know there is 1 sword in the Spike Cave. Oh, just a heart. Dance Tower Small Key. Good time for a Sank Heart. Oh, and the sword in Desert Palace. We actually know where all 4 swords are now.
Yeah, and judging by the sword location, Spike Cave might be missed by Ecos depending on if he checks it or not.
Yeah, but there's not a big enough difference between tempered and butter to make it worth it.
Ah, exactly. I agree.
Remember, if you're joining us, certain items like gloves, swords, and shields and mails are progressive, meaning you always get the next step. Would it ever be interesting to have a mode where the swords weren't progressive and they could override each other? To an extent. Like, you can overwrite the butter sword with the tempered sword. Echo seeking here, Swamp Palace, that is his first crystal.
And meanwhile, Elm is going to face off Lanmo in just a few seconds here.
Takes 2 fire round hits to kill 1 Lamola. It's a good way to make short work of them. The most useless key in the game, Hyrule Castle. And a crystal in Desert Palace.
Eco's now making his way through the Peace Town here.
He was here earlier and he died.
That's right. He's gonna get his revenge now.
Looking like catching neck. Someone called it out in chat. Yes, I do get to take on Ben next. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Neither players have found a small key for Thieves Town yet, so we're still
not gonna check the big key room. Big chest room, I should say.
Still a location they gotta keep on their mind, though.
Now, Mr. getting silver arrows. Probably in the hookshot cave. Looks like Elminster's gonna open up Misery Mire. And Echoes is going to take care of Thieves Town, getting his second crystal. Malagord making fun of me for saying I'm looking forward to my match against Ben. Hey! What if I win?
Now it's interesting that Elm decided to go inside Mire here, as without the Cane of Samara, he will not be able to complete that dungeon for now.
Oh, we're gonna get a bomb check from Echoes. Always love the bomb check.
Indeed, I did forget about that one.
Whoop, don't want to set it off quite yet. Minster might be while in Misery Mire, we do not know if that's a crystal or not. Also, well, he got the King of Samaria at one point, so he can do it.
Must be one of those chests that we missed. Good old Elmnet.
Rupees on the entranceway. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and gets that. Oh, nothing going on the big ferry. Oh, and now he gets the King of Samaria. So he was, I guess he was doing this blind and he caught a break. Boy, still no lamp, so this is gonna be some rough dark rooms.
Yeah, I don't want to be in his shoes. Those dark rooms are not fun to go through.
Plus, of course, he has a lamp and we just didn't see it. Nope, that is a black screen.
Yeah, I understand his decision for skipping that. The dark rooms inside of Mire are really not easy to go through.
If you there's a setup for that first room. It's pretty easy with a sword. Echoes has already checked Zora, I believe. Garo putting up some very good strats actually in chat. I believe Elminster's gonna check out the dark room and maybe head up Aghanim's tower. Oh, he's just gonna head back Aghanim's tower.
I mean, the first chest in Aghanim's tower doesn't require the lamp, so
No. And if he... But that's a rough dark room to get the second chest. MS Metroid, you were not going crazy. Yes, that is the second fire shield Elm has gotten. He crashed earlier out of one. You're right, he does the fire rod, so he can light a lamp very quickly. And that was a good decision, because there was the bow.
oh wow.
That will unlock a lot of things.
And it's still sequence broken. Where is that lamp?
It could be on Sarshala. You don't need a lamp to do Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's right. It could be there. Or it could be inside Ice Palace too.
That's true. Could it possibly be on the pedestal? No, Lamela's was a crystal, right?
I think so.
So they can't be on pedestal because of the remaining ones. Mr. Meyer, Turtle Rock, one of those are the pendant, and they both require the lamp. I believe Elminster finished Desert and got a crystal.
Now Elminster is going to soon be in one of the worst rooms ever.
That is, of course, the cone room.
Yeah.
Echo's meanwhile going through the Super Bunny cave.
That would be another good location for the lamp, actually.
Sure. I believe I'm pretty sure Minster checked it while we couldn't see.
Oh yeah, considering he went inside the hookshot cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turtle Rock small key, and that's where the silver arrows were. Alright, we got him back. He's in the Eastern Palace. Bombos is in the Hookshot Cave. A useless map. And a semi-useful piece of heart. Everybody, your guess is as good as mine, whether Elminster beat Helmetsor.
Hopefully, we'll know soon enough once he opens the menu
I
again.
believe we can hear the fanfare, so I think he did. At full HP, we can pretty safely assume that's clear. I did not see their pendant. I do believe that means Pod was a crystal. Yep, he has 4 crystals at this point. Palace of Darkness was, in fact, a crystal.
That's good news.
So that means one of Mire or Turtle Rock is a pendant. Can Armos have the lamp? No, the bow was behind the dark room, right? So no.
And you have to go through dark rooms to get to Armos anyway.
Right.
But I believe Armos had a clue to where the lamp might be. Yeah, I'm going with Ice Palace. That seems like a reasonable.
I know.
Guess.
It might be totally unnecessary. Oh, Echo's falling in the worst hole possible. That's a long walk back up. Pretty sure he's gonna check Turtle Rock here. He may have checked it earlier. Unless it's Ether, he'll be able to do it. He might have gotten Ether for all we know. And Echo's getting middle hold a second time. Yeah, I'm gonna check out Turtle Rock. That is another dark room in it, though not the worst dark room in the world. It is Bombos on top of Turtle Rock, so... He will venture in. Lamp could be early on in Turtle Rock as well.
Indeed, there's plenty of places in early Turtle Rock it could be.
Sure hope it doesn't need the boss, because there is no ice rod yet. Also missing a very important item. For Keysanity, that is the Ganon's Tower Big Key.
Ah yes, the one of the trolliest items I have seen so far in the Keysanity tournament.
That item can be in all but 5 chests, I believe. Is it 5? It might just be 4. Unless you're having some fun with the chain jumps.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. And that is the small key to Thieves Town, so that big chest is now unlocked.
Not a fun key to find this late inside the seed, but still a location that's on your mind now. Let's see if Elm will steal a key. It's the tactic I've seen a few times from these players.
Generally the right one, especially if you're willing to go down the dark room. No, he's gonna open the door. Just get a piece of heart.
Did not pay off after all. But it's clarity of mind at least. You know you didn't skip like GT Big Key or something like that.
You know, we haven't seen one armor upgrade. Just making these late dungeons very, very rough.
Yeah, they're taking lots of damage from enemies in these late dungeons. So they need to be careful not to bump into them. Fortunately, they did find a few swords to bump them away, at least.
Unless Elminster purely go mode Swamp Pals, he will have 4 swords by the end of this. We're gonna use Tower Small Key. We're gonna get a check of the Mimic Cave. Nothing going on there, just a piece of heart. A couple more places still to check in Turtle Rock that you're starting to run out.
There's one more chest he can check before he gets to a dark room.
And this dark room you kind of have to have memorized. It's not one you would do too often, because how often do you not have a lamp? Right. Echoes, earning the crystal from... excuse me, from Skullwoods. And Minster's gonna go down and do the dark room. Yeah, we're still lampless here.
He was out of magic. Could not even do the platform.
Nope. Got some magic back. Ekos is about to get another sword, I do believe.
Yeah, he'll get his temper in the map chest, I believe.
What you are seeing once in a while is that when they go way out of sync, we may pause one or the other to line up their times.
Now we'll
Mr. Make takes that dark room like it's nothing.
Yeah, and he gets to skip all these lasers just by using the dash strat here. That's a pretty nice one.
Not as easy as it looks. Ekos did not open the chest for the tempered sword.
Well, it seems he decided to skip it.
Yep. Mr. taking his escape hatch. Oh, not getting very lucky. And Turtle Rock is certainly a crystal. That means that the last pendant is a misery mire.
I think it's about time to go and check what's in Ice Palace. It's
That's where the lamp is probably going to be.
it's one of the last dungeons they haven't explored yet. And it seems that's where EKO5 is going right now.
So there is still a play for the pedestal. That is the ice rod is certainly still an option. We gotta look at the Echo's got the map for Turtle Rock, and we gotta look at it, and it was crystal number 1. No dice so far. And the blue male was in the dark room of the castle all along. Kettle had asked, does the compass give the players any info? It does. You see how in Ice Palace there is a number below the bombs and rupees where it says 1 out of 8? That's the amount of chests that are available. That ordinarily would not show up without the compass.
Does give a bit of information, but it's not that much useful.
Most people have their own trackers when they do these races, so there's really not the most important. But it helps. Lets you not pay attention to the tracker until you basically clear a dungeon and just empty it out. Echo's trying something called Ice Palace Bomb Jump. That's how you skip a lot of this dungeon.
That's how you get through this dungeon without much of keys or a big key.
You don't need anything, actually. Just the hammer. And a way to beat the ice guys, so bombs for fire red.
Yep.
And of course, a way to get in, so. Gold gloves. And either fake flippers or real flippers.
Finally finds his flippers, so he's about to go right into swamp.
So far, nothing going on in Ice Palace. Fun fact about Ice Palace Bomb Jump, you can try it on your own home North American SNES version if you want.
Ecos is about to check that dumb chest inside Ice Palace. That one chest that's annoying to get to.
Along with a bunch of others. No, Cold Stare would technically not be in the logic without having a vanilla key. I didn't know you could do that under the block.
Yeah, under a block or under a pot, you can still affect whatever's there when it's an anti-fairy.
Well, there's our vanilla key for Cold Stare. So that puts him back into the logic.
Now, unfortunately, without that big key, he will not be able to open that big chest.
And it's the book, which unlocks a bunch of item locations. Specifically, the two tablets. The lamp could certainly be on either one of those as well. And I think Minster might have the big key for Swamp. But I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I believe he did pick it up.
Alright, Echoes. Not the greatest shape for cults there. A lot of hearts, but green mail and blue sword is not ideal. Fire rod does make it a lot easier. Keeping them just jammed in the corner makes it easy too. Really good fight from Echoes. Alright, green pendant, but just a piece of heart on Cold Stare, but he has 3 new locations to check in the 2 talents and Sarsaparilla. Minster now has the butter sword, getting his 2 swords from, well, he's got 3 swords. He's about to get his 4th sword unless he skips the chests from Swamp Palace. Yep, there it is. Oh, Echoes has not checked any of Mario yet. He's gonna go check that out. I believe he's gonna be a little disappointed.
Indeed, there is nothing he really wants there, except for the game's Mario, of course.
Important item, no doubt. One necessary to complete the game, so it's not a huge loss.
Mire is one of the dungeons that really gets more value in Keysanity, as normally it's full of chests with small keys in it, which really is bad in regular open mode. But in Keysanity, those 8 chests or 8 locations in it, much better.
Here we know, we're talking about Echoes going to Salad Shooter and the tablets, but he hasn't checked any of Mire. He's gonna want to check all of Mire first. Mr. making his way through Swamp Palace. He's about to tangle with Argus. Butter Sword and Hook Shot will make that very easy. Elminster still short the Ice Rod. He's going to be going into Ice Palace, I would guess.
That would be a good guess, given how many locations he has checked on the overworld already.
Mr. has not yet checked beneath the bridge. We'll take care of that.
In the meanwhile, Ecos is about to pick up his cane soon enough in the last chests that are left. He can check without the lamp.
EKO5 does need to get into Castle Tower at one point or another. I'm just wondering if he doesn't want to do it dark, so he's gotta hear that. Go find the lamp. I think Echoes is going to be willing to do this dark. And then unfortunately he's going to also be willing to do Vitreous with no bow, the Master Sword, and green mail.
Oh, he's up for a challenge if he's going for that.
Well, he's got the cape and the cane, so it's not too bad. Plus half magic. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, cape strats will definitely be useful there, but still, yeah.
This is a very frustrating room to do dark. And EO and G's asks, this is a rebroadcast, right? Nope, this is live and in color. Echoes takes a def in the hardest dark room in the game, but he has a fairy.
And he's almost done with the dark rooms.
Yeah?
He made it through one of the hardest part of the game.
So what do we need for go mode for these guys at this point? It's the Ice Rod, and we still need the Gans Tower Big Key, correct?
Yup.
Yeah, so it's those two items, Ice Tower and Gans Tower Big Key. Gans Tower Big Key could be in any chest, outside of the chest behind the Big Key or Gans Tower.
An ice rod can pretty much be everywhere except on Trinex, the boss of Turok, and inside of Gan's Tower. So, yeah. 2 wildcards here we have to find.
Vitreous is one we haven't seen yet. Nice dash strats, but I don't think he has enough magic to keep doing that.
Using some NMG strats here to take the least amount of damage.
Yeah. Okay. He's gotta. The amount of times that you can get juked by this guy and just body for what seems like no reason. This bouncing eyeball. Ooh! Oh, that was close. And he takes it. And it's just a small key against towers. It's not actually terribly useful.
But with that, now he has all 3 pendants.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna check the pedestal first, or if he'll check other locations first. Here's the dream. If Echo gets the lamp on the pedestal, or more importantly, gets the Gan's Tower big key or the ice rod on the pedestal, really. He's gonna check Sashala first.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, saves the trip up to the pedestal if it's there.
Yep, it can't be the lamp. You're right, chat. It absolutely cannot be the lamp on the pedestal. It can be rod or key, but it can't be the lamp because that was behind dark rooms. Useless key from sriracha sauce. I think Echo's just thinking about his next move. He's gonna check some tablets.
Yep, that's a great idea.
He's got the spike cape available too. Which, of course, has a sword.
Yeah, which is a pretty nice reward given the equipment he has right now.
Or he hasn't ventured into Turtle Rock yet, has he? It could very, very easily be that. Playing it safe here. Oh, and yep, but there is the tempered sword. Elminster also now has, well, he has everything but Meyer, but in Turtle Rock done. He will be checking Szechuan sauce, and then he's gonna probably go up to check some tablets, I would guess. Alright, here's the ether tablet check. It's the lamp.
Thanks, game.
I'm hoping that informs Echoes to head towards Aghanim Tower. Minister will also get the lamp.
You know, Elm can still check Hera Basement. That's one of the places he has left.
Very true. And Echoes is gonna go through this entire dungeon hoping for the ice rod and not get it. Has Elminster checked Zora?
I don't believe he has.
what he's doing. This would be the point now where if I were Elminster, I would go to the Master Sword right now to see what's on it. Because if I have the easy way into doing Mire and I find out that's the Ice Rod or something, I gotta go run and do it now.
Yeah, just getting the information might be a good idea on his part. Especially when you're approaching the 2-hour mark, you must feeling a bit worried as to where your opponent is and at this point in the race.
Probably going over each other's locations. Do you know who your next opponent is, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Dynasty?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
Do you know who your next opponent is, by the way?
Well, I'm not in this tournament. I'm just took a break from the tourneys.
Elm has already checked down to Laser Bridge, yes. And Elm is also going to go finish off. He's not even playing around. He's not even going to go and run the check pedestal. He's just going to blind pull.
EKO's getting bopped a bit by these chain chomps. They do hit like a truck when you're only on green mount.
Lots and lots of hearts at least, and magic powder to make it up if he needs it.
Yeah, one of the one of the safeties you really like to have in these last dungeons here. The powder is saving you so much. Now we'll get to see why these rooms are so complicated in the dark and why they're so easy when they're not.
They're still not terribly easy when they're not, but they're pretty miserable in the dark. I'm just a little surprised by Echo. She went through a lot of effort to get that last pendant. And instead of trying to see maybe if you have a big advantage by pulling the pedestal, you just go everywhere else first. I would at least want to know if I made the right move or if I need to now play a lot of catch up. Elminster taking the easy way out with Vitreous. Silver Arrows makes this fight rather trivial.
Oh yeah, completely trivial. As long as you have enough arrows.
Well, not the fallback of Butter Sword and Cape or Cane is always kind of nice.
Yeah, he definitely had a lot more equipment going to this, so not a problem at all.
That brings up a good point. Duke Firebird. Echoes can flute out of here and go check the pedestal and come back and really not lose anything in Dark World Turtle Rock. He's not doing that, however. Oh, Echoes is gambling that this is not a pedestal seed. Minster is making a minor gamble at this point that this is. He still has a couple other locations to check first. But here comes the pedestal pull. Not just a check, a blind pull. Oh, he's gonna check first. Just a piece of heart on the pedestal. So, boy. What does that mean?
Harrow basement?
Minster dropping a couple of angry bombs. Hera basement or Thieves Town basement?
Yeah, it's one of the two. Has to be at this point.
Well, Hera basement is good to check second because if it is there, you're going up there anyway to finish out off Turtle Rock. That means the Gans Tower Big Key is almost certainly Gans Tower at this point.
Most likely, yeah, unless it's on Trinex.
Echoes, realizing he has to leave. And Echoes is heading up to the castle tower finally. He's going to get his bow. But, yeah, he's pretty far behind.
Yeah, considering he needs to do Eastern and Bod after this, he'll need to catch up a lot more.
Well, he's going to check the back of Hyrule Castle first. I don't necessarily blame him because that's a quick work back. Get his blue mail at least. Yeah, Keysanity is definitely an interesting feller. It's a little crazy. It was a small key to Desert Palace. Was in the chest, by the way. So that's 2 more chests to check now.
And down the rabbit hole we go once more. It's like this seed just wants to stretch out as much as it can.
Really nice and clean kill of those guys. First chest is going to be the mirror shield, so that's nice for the laser bridge that they already got.
Yeah, it's a pretty lousy reward at this point.
And of course, this chest is the bow. And there it is. Elminster is in Turtle Rock, so I'm wondering if he found the ice rod. I assume he did.
I hope so for him.
I don't know why he'd be in there without it.
It does look like it. It seems like the ice ride was in Desert Palace after all, locked by that small key.
No, thanks. This isn't called Keysanity for nothing. So what would be worse? If the Gans Tower big key was in the tower, was in the tile room in Gans Tower, or in the tile room in Tower of Hera?
I would say Gannis Tower, just because it's. I don't know. I retract that. Both are terrible.
This seed is more than a little evil. He's joining us. Yes, pedestal has been checked. It was a piece of heart. I believe he has the keys to clear the dungeon, no problem now, right?
Yep, he has all 6 small keys.
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe Elminster has every main item in the game. Not fully upgraded. I didn't know you could do that. You see that? He kind of jumped in reverse.
Yep. It's a pretty nice strat just to go back up. You bonk onto there and you get propulsed back up.
Learn something new every day. Alright, Gans Tower big key was not on Trinex, so we're gonna get so it's not too terrible if it's in Tower of Hera because you're here. You just hit the mirror and you go. It's more than likely in Gans Tower.
Indeed, there's plenty of chests in there for it to be in.
People are already calling out numbers. Ordinarily, this doesn't matter in Keysanity, but hey, I'm going to give a number between 1 and 23. 23 is the Tower of Hera basement. What number do you think the chest is in, chat? The big key is in what chest?
I'm going to say 2.
I'm going to say 1. I lose. You win. No! Oh, no, you don't! I could be there!
What?
That's 24. Someone clip that.
This seed's evil.
That would be the ending the seed deserves, right?
At this point, why not?
Nope. There it is.
Finally, a bit of good luck.
I believe that was chest number 5? Yeah, 5 wins. You'll lose a ton of time for Gan's Tower. They keep being in Gan's Tower, I don't think. Well, you lose some because you gotta go to the basement, I guess. But anyone doing Keysanity has probably also does open or standard and knows what they're doing in those rooms.
Indeed, but it does come down to what side do you go on. Fortunately for him, he did go on left side and found the key pretty early on.
Right side.
Oh yeah, sorry.
My seed in round 1 literally had it on Bob's torch. which was like the biggest like panic, like I have 5 other places to check and I'm taking a gamble here, and just relief. Silvers and Lemolas for butter is always nice. Mister's gotta be a little bit careful here. Give a nice refill with the 2 fairy room. See if he gets this last chest. Nope. Keysanity, it's a little more sketchy to get that chest because you get a key and it would suddenly there's a dialogue box.
Yeah, it loses more time.
Alright, here's Aga 2. It's 2 for the first shot. One for the second. Two for the third. Very well done. 2, 1, 2, 1. In case you're keeping track.
And now for the big fight with Ganon.
This should be relatively trivial.
Indeed. Just need to not get pushed into a hole.
Yeah, and the blue mail makes it a little rough, but yeah, you could probably go through phase 2 with just the cape up.
You Ghost decides to blindfold the pedestal.
Ice Riders in Desert Palace, right side. Again, having a little bit of fun with the teleports here. Ooh, Elminster getting the early hit and the fire rod torch glitch. It's a hard one to get actually. And the double, and Elminster will finish. GG to ElminsterRTA. He will go to 2-0. His official SRL time 2:16:51. We're gonna see if we can't pull him in for an interview while his Echoes finishes up. Welcome, ElminsterRTA, and congratulations
Thank you.
on what we could all agree was a straightforward jet seed.
I'm sure. I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting seed to see you guys go through. Many of the places you went through just gave you a weird route to just explore one dungeon and then another and another. It kept going and going.
Yeah, that was that was weird. I don't know if you guys mentioned my comments in SRL. I was mostly joking, but that was just straight up awful.
That's my reaction. In case you guys can't see watching at home, but the comments on SRL was, "Can I drop out now? I never want to play this garbage again."
Yeah, I definitely feel you there. It's I see it like this. I've commented it now twice in a row in these kind of seas where it just don't want to end.
So I had a game crash 38 minutes in, around that time.
Actually, the way it came across on stream was kind of fun, because it seemed like it was suddenly turned into a creepypasta.
Okay, so you guys were using my audio at the time.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone got to experience that. So that particular chest, in Palace of Darkness likes to crash for me. I think it's a Wii Virtual Console / SNES Classic issue for Keysanity.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw it. It was pretty disturbing to see at first. But at least it didn't lose that much time from it. And it did not crash the second time.
I didn't. I have this theory that I don't know.
We're having a little bit of trouble hearing you right now, Elminster. Well, meanwhile, Echo's just gonna go wrap up Trouble Rock in go mode.
Nevertheless, we gotta say congratulations on your victory, that's a great race to actually finish first, just because of the length of it.
So okay, so that crash tilted me a lot. Like, a lot. I started making incredibly bad decisions.
A crash is rough to recover from in Keysanity, because now you're suddenly like panicking about, okay, what did I get, what didn't I get, what keys are still on the ground, what's going on?
Yeah, so it was like, okay, so I just crashed in pod, getting a big key. So it was like, the 2 times that I've had that crash before, it's been the compass. Compass. So I figured it was had to do with that. But I was like, I don't know if I need that big key. Am I cutting out again?
A tiny bit.
All
We
right.
got most of it.
Okay. This is frustrating.
What did you think when you saw the Skullwoods big key in the second chest against tower?
Oh. I was like kind of tempted to just mirror out right after right side, but I knew that was the tilt talking.
Yeah, for sure. We weren't sure if the big key was actually going to be in Harrow Basement too. It was one of the locations we were wondering if it would be in that, or I believe was the basement of. Yeah, no, that's it. That's what I was thinking. It was definitely interesting to see that at least you got it pretty early on inside the Ganon's Tower. Could have been entirely on the left side behind Ice Armos, or, you know, in Rando Room.
Okay, I just cut my stream, so hopefully that makes this better.
Yep. Echo's now heading into Trinex. The big difference between you and Echoes really was you took that a chance on Aghanim Tower Dark and got the bow way earlier.
I see.
So
I
Echoes
felt
got
like-
one more dip into both East EP and Pod.
Ooh. I dipped EP once after I think my second Palace of Darkness dip, because I was just getting desperate. And it didn't turn out to be anything. And I died in the dark room, like the first dark room where the key is. I've never died there before.
Yeah, it was true for your opponent too. You guys had a bit of trouble inside these dark rooms, but it's very understandable.
Dude, I mean, not that dark. Like, who dies in that dark room? Come on. It's like, it's one of the easiest ones. I don't know. I've just never died there. I've never really seen anyone die there. Like, the back half of Eastern, sure, that one's kind of tricky. But like going into Eastern was a bad decision, and it was very impulsive because I found the Eastern big key in Pod. And following that breadcrumb was also a bad decision because the Dark Maze wasn't even in logic at that point. So I really don't know why I did that. Just wasn't thinking.
Yeah, the logic of this sea was pretty much very weird because you needed to have the book to unlock the lamp that was on a ether tablet, I believe, and then all these dark rooms after. But both of you guys decided to do most of the dark rooms just to get them out of the way, and
Oh no,
it did
Echo's
bite you out.
Oh, he's going left. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, we'll get to see what other goodies. Red Mail's probably there.
What other nightmares are here? No, it could be the swamp. That's probably in the Swamp Palace big chest with our luck.
I feel cleared swamp, so.
You get the big chest. Not swamp, the Skullwoods big chest.
Oh yes, that's true. But it is
Or
a lot
right
more
there.
likely to be in. It's a lot more likely to be in Ganon's Tower right side.
He just pulled it.
Or sorry, left side.
He pulled it. Yeah. And Echoes will now go right.
And going through all of was not fun. I was like, really? This is where I was? I was playing the bow. I was gonna skip it.
Yeah, that was an awful location. It's part of the Keysanity. You just have to go through it.
He's gonna do the tile room.
I do not quite understand what is happening right now.
He has his magic cape on. Why is he not draining magic?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't drain magic if you're grabbing a wall.
Oh. Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a trick that a lot of people use in that room.
Interesting. That's the first time I see it.
Echo said go back and get his butter sword in the chest in Desert Palace. Oh, loses the torch race.
Yeah, you know this is a seed that's just very long when you both get the boots and the flute in like the five first minutes of it, and yet it still takes more than 2 hours to complete. That's what you call a very, very long chain of Keysanity.
Echoes is 1 bottle, 5 to 8 pieces of heart, and Aghanim from full clearing this game. From having 100%. Can you have someone else play your seed for you while you go to the bathroom? I mean, No.
Just using the fire rod to get through that gauntlet. Just wanting to this seed to end as fast as possible.
Yeah, I shouldn't. There's nothing else in here that's really going to cause him problems with Red Mail and Thunder Sword. Credit to Echoes for finishing, because boy, I sure wouldn't at this point.
Yeah, the tilt from this seed was very apparent while seeing these guys play. There was so many trolley places for all the items and especially the keys. So shout out to these guys for bringing on the show once more. Give them a follow.
Echo's heading now up to the final part of this. Gonna have a fire room and then this Helmosaur Nightmare, followed by Moldorm. Have you ever gotten to this point and realized you don't have keys?
Myself, no. I always got at least 2 keys going up against out.
I did that twice, once in the Keysanity, as impossible as that sounds.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, I didn't even think twice about it because I was in the Keysanity and I realized it as I went up.
I have seen somebody go up the tower with 0 keys and be saved by a small key in a chest.
I've never been that lucky.
But that's far, far less likely to happen in Keysanity.
Oh, he hasn't opened the last chest either. Again, I guess in Keysanity, it can be very slow. It's 202011 there. All right, Echo's heading in, fairly well stocked into Ganon. Really good position for this part of Ganon. Phase 2. Pretty nice Ganon fight still. And now Ganon will dance. Oh, he does not get the torch glitch.
Fortunately, he does have half magic, and
I don't know if he
pretty
still has a
quick.
potion, does he?
Oh,
Ooh!
might not need it. Oh, nice. That was clutch.
Alright, Echoes is complete with an SRL time of 2:37:31. Yeah, that's you keep your laughter to yourself, Triforce. Or was that? No, that's not. What is that reference?
Not sure.
Hello, Echoes.
Hello. That was an interesting seed, and I couldn't agree with the message from defeating Ganon any better. But GG to Elminster. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, that was a bit of a slog of a seed, yeah.
Yeah, it was a doozy. I mean, well, I gotta be honest. Once I got like all the stupid out of the way and stopped dying in the beginning of the seed, and I got into Swamp Palace, everything seemed to go pretty smoothly from there. But yeah, I know how good of a runner Elminster is, so I was trying to do things I'm not comfortable with. Main thing is doing just about anything with the hammer. So I was trying to find some way to get an edge, and it kind of came back to bite me, and then was making some stupid mental mistakes, like forgetting about the number of bombs that I had to go to Hype Cave, and it was just a mess of an early seed. But I
What is
think
that reference?
once I got into Swamp Palace, it kind of cleaned
Not
itself
sure.
up.
Hello, Echoes.
It was definitely a kind of seed that where it punished you a lot if you didn't
I'm
take
sorry.
quite the
Whoa,
the right way
that
around.
was a bit of a slog of a seed, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was. But regardless, it was fun, frustrating at times, but it was still really fun. And once again, congratulations, Elminster, and going 2-0, and do wish you the best in the remainder of this tournament.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
You're still on tonight. You're still on 2. You're only going to 1-1. That still keeps you in it. It's determined that I believe that one loss will put you into a very big tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, so hopefully I can come back. But if not, like I said, my last race, I've already kind of met my expectations. Well, exceeded my expectations. I came into this tournament, just doing it for fun and not really expecting, any kind of any wins or anything like that. So I'm already exceeded my expectations. So
was definitely.
I'm curious
one of the things
when
that
you
where,
got the flippers, because
it punished you a lot. If
I
you
think I
didn't
cleared
take
about
quite
everything possible
the right way
uh,
around.
to clear without them.
Oh geez, when did I get the flippers?
You got the flippers pretty quick, actually. It took
Yeah.
you cleared swamp way before Elminster did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went into swamp as soon as I found the hook shot, which that was. Isn't that on Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah, thank you. You too. Yes.
So yeah, as soon as I got the hook shot, I was like, you know what? I got hook shot, I got hammer, I'm comfortable with swamp, I'm going in there.
That one loss will put you into a very
It's like
big tiebreaker.
At that point, I was sitting there thinking, you know, something has got to start going right for me. If not, then this is just going to be one long seed. So decided to go into swamp and figured I have big key, I got the small key. I'm just going to go clear it. Whatever happens from there happens, and it just happened to work out.
I don't remember that it had anything good, but when I got the flippers, it was like the last place it could have been for me. So I was like, okay, flippers. Clearly, Ice Rod has to be behind the flippers. I'm curious when you got the flippers. So that led me astray for I think I cleared about everything possible. A good half hour, maybe.
Yeah. See, for me, the hunt for the Ice Rod wasn't
the
that
flippers
bad
pretty
because
quick,
I had already
actually.
cleared just
Took,
about everything. I'd already gone into
You cleared
Turtle
swamp
Rock all the way
way
up to the Laser
before
Bridge. I've
Elminster did.
pretty much did every dungeon,
Yeah.
and yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was really nervous about the Ganon's Tower Big Key because they're
Yes.
I know I didn't check the tablet, the Bombos tablet, so I was really worried that it could have been there, but yeah.
I think I heard the item that gave you issues was the bow.
Yeah, you took a while to get the bow echoes.
Yeah, it took me a while. Main reason is because I don't know Aghanim's Tower all that well in the dark. Otherwise, I would have gone in there to begin with.
I don't remember
and,
that it had anything good.
You know, so I figured I got
But,
the lamp from the
when I
ether
got the
tablet,
flippers,
so I went over
it
to
was like
Turtle Rock
the
at that
last
point
place it
and
could
full
have been
cleared
for
up
me.
there.
So
And
I was like, okay,
from there, I
flippers,
thought,
clearly
well,
Ice Rod has to be behind the
I
flippers.
have a couple places that haven't checked. I got the because I never went
So
back
that led me
into
astray for
the back portion of Escape that one chest that's on
a
its own.
good half hour, maybe?
And then I figured, well, I'll check that. If it's not there, we'll go into Aghanim's Tower. And I was actually about ready to go to Aghanim, and I was like, well, the bow just opened up the rest of Pod and Eastern. Let's go there first. I was sitting there toying with the idea of going to Aghanim because I never checked the Lumberjack Cave up until the very end.
Oh, I see. I usually check it first thing, but that's just my preference. So the dark room for the second chest in Aga Tower. Like Aga Tower has the most awful dark rooms. I don't feel comfortable doing them, but the chests, if you have the fire rod and you go 2 tiles down from the doorway and you shoot left, it lights the torch. So it's very easy.
You see, I don't know the Aghanim's Tower dark room, but I can do the frickin' Misery Mire ones. I went through and did that all completely blind. Did you even finish up Misery Mire at all?
You both had.
Mire
You both did every.
rooms aren't that bad. They're setups for the first room.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's gonna.
Yeah, GG, I guess.
Yeah, GG. It was a lot of fun, and sorry, really didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, go ahead.
But yeah,
Having
once again,
internet issues, so I don't know who I'm talking over. So I'm sorry if I'm.
No, you're fine. But yeah, once again, GG, and wish you the best of luck. And you know, I'll definitely be watching your race next week. And I think with that, I'm gonna hop out of here.
Yeah, I think that's gonna about do it for us on the channel. Big round of applause and thanks to Elminster and Echoes, our runners for the night. Thank you very much to Dark Shadows 59, our intrepid restreamer, and Malagord, who had to track this mess. Also, of course, huge thanks to Dynasty Zero, my co-commentator.
Hey, thanks to you too, man. It was a great to commentate this race tonight.
It was an awesome time, and for those of you watching, thank you. And you don't have to be done for the night. Right now on Speed Gaming 2, we have Synac versus Andy. They're about an hour into their match, so they're definitely still on. In 4 minutes, we will have at 10 p.m. on Speed Gaming 1, Chex Human versus Raspberry Floof. And then at 11, we will have a double race between Fant and Zelnas and Emo Sorrow and Ivan. Make sure to give all the runners a follow, everybody who worked on this a follow. Shoutouts to the Link to the Past Randomizer team, the admins here in the tournament and at Speed Gaming for helping us out. And that will do it for now. Until next time, I've been Ridley Dragon.
And I'm Dynasty Zero. I'll see you next time.